Hyrule War Classic Ultimate. So this is the same version that I'm using when I play the Labrina campaign. So back in 2021, in the beginning of 2021, I believe that I started two campaigns. I started the Labrina Regime campaign and I started the Church of Majora campaign. And back in September 2020, I had started a Gerudo campaign, the older version of the mod. I restarted that campaign in the beginning of 2021 as well. I played up until the same spot where I were and started it in the same build as the Labrina campaign and the Church of Majora campaign. If we check the load game here, we can see that I last played the Labrina Regime on January 13, 2023. Then we can see that the Gerudo campaign was last played on September 10, 2021. And the same is true for... No, the Majora campaign was last played on September 9th, 2021. So I played the Majora campaign on September 9th, and then I played the Gerudo campaign on September 10th. After that I haven't played this campaign. Now I have a new version released in 2021 which added cool strat models, so it would be nice to play the Gerudo campaign and the Church of Majora campaign in that version. The problem is that I would need to replay everything. So I had played for 53 turns with the Gerudo. I have 14 regions, including all of the Gerudo Desert, except the Darknut areas held by our ally. If we look at diplomacy, we can see that we are allied to the Moblins, this faction. We are allied to the Darknut Legion, the yellow faction on the map. We are allied to the Stalfos, the grey areas on the map. So we are allied to the Stalfos lizards, to the Darknut Legion, giant like the weird creatures, Anubis looking creatures, and then we have the Moblins like orcish pigs, pretty much. It's the best way to describe them. And then we're allied to the Oocca too, which is the goddesses of Hyrule. So the Gerudo share the same gods as the Kingdom of Hyrule and the Shrika and the Ordona province and the Husky's remnants. Okay, we are at war with the rebels. They are essentially gone from the map, and well, the wild animals, they've been conquered by by the Gorons in their capital of the Dodongo's cavern. Couldn't recruit any troops. They also started with some troops here. They've been killed by the Hyrule long ago. Okay, so these two factions are pretty much non-existent. Then we have the Stalfos, because this mod doesn't have any revolts or rebels spawning. So the rebels are gone when they have been vanquished. They won't spawn new rebels. Okay, then we are at war with the Stalfos, the undead, and with the Ordona province. We have peace with the Kingdom of Hyrule. Okay, so the Stalfos, they are holding this area, or cemetery, where they can get undead troops, including fairies, and it's under siege by the fairies of Tarm, the General Telsaya, a huge army. See if the fairies will take the area. They have the upper hand in this area. 2 regions against 1. We also conquered Mutulus here from rebels, I believe. Then we have the Stalfos in the forest too. They hold Gubalvi, Dekus grab area. They have very weak forces, and they hold also Piccolo ruins, the Kokira area in the forest. They have a huge force. Here they can get minus Armos units and minus golems and Piccolo mischiefs or minus mischiefs units. The only area you can get those units from. Anyone that holds this area will get those units, by the way. Currently it's held by the Stalfos. Okay, then we have our ally, the Stalfos here. Hold the area Korklok still, which allows them to get all those Volvagian units. The River Zora holds 40 things still. They get Storm Zora in addition to their own troops. Stalfos still hold their capital and Oocca-faction, but have lost a few areas to the River Zora. We have the Kingdom of Arcana. By the way, this is not the same campaign. In the Labrina Regime campaign, I am playing without locked alliances, so alliances are not forced each turn, not enforced. And also, I believe that I played Hyrule Historia campaign, so certain factions spawn late, like the Sheikah and the Order of the Wizrobe. In this campaign, however, we are playing the Freeform Campaign, so we have the Order of the Wizrobe spawning immediately. So we have Hylia, Goddess Hylia, the Pious here, and we have the Sheikah spawning. River Zora is spawned with all the troops, Stalfos is spawned, and yeah. So everyone is spawned early in this campaign, and we have I believe we have locked alliances on too. So the alliances between factions that are allied at the start of the game will be enforced each turn. I believe that's the Darknut Legion and the Moblins for us. And I believe that the Stalfos were not an ally from the start. So that alliance wouldn't be enforced if it's broken. We have the Zanti faction, they spawned and took over. We were supposed to take over Lina City, but they failed and were pushed back here. Due to them not having any areas in the game, they will not do anything, just like the forces of the Twilight under Queen Midna. If they enter Hyrule and do not have any areas in Hyrule, they will just stand here. So we will have to take control over the forces of the Twilight under King Zanti and give them an area so they will do something in the game. As for the Midna faction, could essentially do the same thing there. But because we are playing as the Gerudo, we don't want to do it because they would take essentially an area that should belong to the Gerudo. Because if they do not hold Arbeiter grounds, they will not have access to the portal here, I believe. So they can't send troops back to the Twilight Realm unless they hold Arbeiter grounds. However, they could send troops to Hyrule if they have a portal here, which they do have. I believe they have the portal here somewhere. And they could essentially send troops here and probably defend an area here if they took a different area. The question is, what area should the forces of the Twilight have under Queen Midna? I think Queen Midna shouldn't be near the Darknut Legion. They always lose in other resolves against them. The question is where they would fit. Also, the Oocca is aggressive in this campaign. They've taken Gerudo from the Lanier province, and they've taken Pinnacle Co. And they are laying siege to Goma-held Hyrule, former capital of the Lanier province. And the Order of the Wizrobe was taken Rutland, so the Lanier province was defeated actually. And the Oocca are OP in this version of the mod. Still have quite the force here. Difficult to take. Taken an area from the Gorons too. Okay, so one benefit with playing the new version is that we have all the new strat models and some fixing to unit info cards. I believe this version might crash when I check unit info cards on the map, unlike the other version, and because certain unit info cards have the wrong size in comparison to other cards, and that can cause a crash when you select them on the map. And also I believe that this version it has some bugs, like for example you couldn't recruit Moblin Civilians after the Huron faction assimilated into your faction as Labrina, and that's true for the others too. And so if Huron would assimilate into the Gerudo faction, we can't get their civilians and we can't recruit them, and the Oocca-faction is much stronger and nerf them later, so they were too strong. So fighting this little force of Oocca troops would be almost suicide, even if we have like a huge army or two. So I don't know, maybe we will cheat them out of the game, or maybe we will control the Oocca too to prevent them from attacking the wrong factions. They are supposed to fight the Goma, the Church of Majora, and the forces of the Twilight and the Kingdom of Icana. So we could finish this campaign. So I played for 53 turns. I need to hold 30 regions to win. So when I take another area, I have 15 areas. We are laying siege to, I believe, Larisal, held by Ordona. When we take this area, we have 15 regions. We have goal to take 30 regions. We need twice that number to win. So we have essentially played half the campaign in this campaign, and then we need to hold Hyrule Prime for 5 turns, which we have already completed, so we are holding Hyrule Prime. But when we win, we need to still hold it and hold 30 regions. We could probably finish this campaign and then restart it in the new version later when we have finished the mod and finished all the remaining 10 factions when it comes to their strat models. There are 10 factions that lack strat models still. Yeah, it will be more fun to play in that version with all the fixing and new strat models and such, but we've come so far in this that it might be better to finish this one and then restart it on the other, maybe play one of the other campaigns as Gerudo. We are playing the Freeform Campaign here, where everyone spawns early and with locked alliances. You can play without locked alliances later and maybe play the Hyrule Historia campaign or Freeform again, but without locked alliances. We'll see. So we're laying siege over here. We'll remove that toggle of FOV. Toggle FOV. Okay, and we'll take control over Zant, because they need an area. Hyrule. Okay. And troll people states Oocca, so they do not ruin the campaign. I had played without recording a bit further, and Oocca would take everything here and then move down here and take these areas, and then they would attack me, and they were almost impossible to defeat. I believe I had Vigaro at some point, and they attacked me when I held it. So I tried to defend, but they were almost immortal. So we'll control the Oocca just to prevent them from ruining the campaign. They are too powerful in this version. Sucks that they've taken out the Lanayuru province already. So in this campaign we still have the Council of Sages. The Year Sage of Time is the next in line, then we have the others. We have the Generals, we have Nabru, then Hyrule Prime, then Army. Zelda 2 has just spawned. This hero. Twinrova and Ashinon are capital. Then we have a bunch of generals. Toshidorf in Aldorico, Albur in Vianalodorf, and we have Roviel in Paladorf, held by the undead Stalfos in the beginning of the campaign that we took from them. We have Gerudo, the spirit temple that we held from the start. We took Hyrule Prime, of course, and Ashinon was our capital from the beginning. Aldorico we took from the Hylians before we made peace. Naladorf we started it. It's a starting area of the Gerudo. This submod. Paladorf, yeah, we took it from the undead Stalfos. Realm of the Twilight, we have one unit of scouts here. Enter the portal into the Twilight Realm, so we can check out the Twilight armies here. We have General Zorant here with an army. Here we have another army. They have a bunch of armies. They are pretty strong. We have General Valent and Ralidna. All of them are generic generals. Then they have troops in the capital of the Palace of the Twilight too. They might have other areas too with generals. Then we have Aloch. We have General Yevadorf. It's a starting area too. Master Vorday, the Horse, the leader of the Suna faction. So that faction assimilated into the Gerudo faction, just like the Huronians did in the Labrina campaign. But unlike in the Labrina campaign, the Suna we can recruit all their troops in any areas that they had taken at the time of the assimilation. So we have a Suna army and the Suna General too, and they've taken this Aslosus region. It was a long lost Gerudo settlement outside of the Gerudo desert that were held by the undead in the beginning of the game, and we took it from the undead. They are our ally, the Darknut Legion, outside. And then we have troops outside of Larissa laying siege. We have marching troops a little bit here and there. We have the mirror gate outside of Arbeiter Grounds. Anyone that holds Arbeiter Grounds can use this general, this portal. Then we have the troops laying siege to Larissa. I believe in the past I wanted to let this army be controlled by the AI, and then I wanted to use the type of the siege engine and let the AI handle it, but I believe they will the troops will be massacred by the war wagons of Ordona. They are mounted units that throw like bottles that explode. It's like Molotov cocktail units that throw bottles that are troops. They are really dangerous. It's like a mounted grenadier unit, the only dangerous unit in their army, and they will probably massacre the troops. We need to take out that unit somehow. We have a Volvagian, which is probably good for taking it out, and then we have a bunch of archers and such, but I tried this battle before and lost it, and it was very difficult. I think I will send the general into the Gerudo force here, so we can control her in third person. And then as for the army, the infantry will just get massacred. If you look at their army, they have a bunch of archers. We have better archers, we can handle that. They have infantry, we have infantry too, and we have cavalry, and they have cavalry. But we do not have melee cavalry. Yeah, we have one unit of melee cavalry, so that's fine. Okay, but they have good cavalry. Their cavalry is better than ours, I believe. But the only two units that are really dangerous are the war wagons of Ordona. We have another army coming over here, but it's far away. Then we have Mayor Budel leader outside. Okay, they want to send in some more troops. So they want to control everything manually, otherwise we won't win. So here we have more archers and horse archers and some infantry. Okay. Yes, the problem is if they send in the wrong units. Yes, the units that can actually be used will be one group. Any units that are cavalry and the catapult and the archers will be moved out. Okay, these units could be used. These are just infantry. Okay. Okay, the infantry will be moved into that force. We'll merge the troops as well. Merge these troops too. Another general over here. We don't really want the general in the battle, we move her over here too. So we will attack there. We haven't done the recruitment and such yet, so we'll do that. The game can crash after battles, so we want to do that now. Okay. Ashinon can upgrade to a large city. Arbeiter Grounds. Marauders, mounted marauders. Glaive Grants. We go for the archers. The Gerudo have the best archers in this game, so we'll go for archers if we can. Check other areas what we can build. Gerudo archery range, yeah, and building pictures do not crash, but the unit info cards might crash. 3 unit pictures on the map, at least in battle they won't if you check them there. In the most recent version of the mod, I believe that they won't crash. The one from 2021. Okay. Go for archer ranges here too. It's more important to have archers. Mounted archers and mounted scouts could also be good. Okay. And now we can move troops. Right. Those troops into Ordona, another area we conquered from the Kingdom of Hyrule. So all 2 Suna areas, because when they assimilated into our faction we got them, and we also got one of the Darknut areas that the Suna held at the time, I believe. We have 1 Darknut area and 2 Suna areas, and then we have at least 3 Hylian areas. 2 that look the same, I believe Ordona and Maldorco has the same settlement in battle. And on the map, then we have the capital of Hyrule. We just need to hold on to. So we have some agents too. We can move this agent towards the Darknut Legion. Okay, Gerudo diplomat. Agent here too. We had one here already. Let's speak to the Force of the Twilight. Ask for map information. Okay. "20 minutes until the Warcraft video is finished." The one that I have first uploaded for 3 hours, I believe, and then had the process for 5 hours. It's 20 minutes remaining now. It's a great video. It's an episode of the Kaldorei or Night Elven campaign in Warcraft Total War version 2.3, with the new voices of the Night Elves. So I play at least 3 huge battles in it, and I play a few smaller ones too, and it's 3 hours 20 minutes long. So it took a long time to upload. So I uploaded a raw file and not I didn't use an editor to lower the quality of the video and make it smaller. Benefit of doing that is that it is faster to upload and take less space, but the quality is reduced a bit. Okay. Check other agents. Merchants, they won't move. We have a diplomat here too. We already used her. Another diplomat here. Let's move her. Could probably speak to the Oocca actually. Right. Yeah. Make a deal with the Oocca. You're allied after all. Church of Majora. Forces of the Twilight. arcana. Alright. Right, make an offer. Right. Might have more agents than that to move. Actually move this diplomat to the Twilight Realm. Move over here to check this area. Is there someone else? Can't see, we are too far away. Maybe next time we can see. We will attack Larisol. Need to save. I had some written this one with a Majora save. Checked it earlier. I don't want the troops to be AI controlled. But I need to check one thing. The infantry army led by Daribora. Okay. We might actually send in the infantry army when we have taken care of the other troops. They will be AI controlled. They won't be AI controlled from the start. So this one we will control ourselves. Under Captain Matosibori. Sorry, Matosiburu, the Gerudo. Then we have Captain Darboru, the Gerudo. And this one we will have manual control over. So we'll order them to attack whenever they're taking care of those annoying units. We won't have any use for infantry against those Volvagians anyway. Like the battle on the battle map, yeah. So they are backed up by Mayor Bow and a few troops as well. And we have Ronin farmers, farmer archers, lumberjacks, and his bodyguard of goat riders. Okay, we will make sure that that works. Balance of power, 3-2 in our favor. Let's fight the battle on the battle map. Pause the recording here. We're inside of the battle. Alright, start deployment. And we have the general here. Of course we want the siege engine too. We can move in over here. Place the siege engine about here. Can't place it in the water, I see. Okay, they will be in loose formation. They won't have fire at will on. So it's a it's this one, the Sandblaster, the better one. Okay. Then we have this unit. Will be in loose formation as the enemy has a lot of powerful ranged units. Let's pause the recording. I need to start the third person mode. It worked perfectly. Controlling the general, the Gerudo in battle. She's dismounted with 2 swords. Right, so a bodyguard of Gerudo. Okay, we won't use this unit much. We also have the AI controlled army. We can order to attack. They are infantry. We can use aggressive stance or defensive stance. The shootout stance for some reason is bugged out. You can see here the Gerudo. Also they do not show their portrait. Normally in Warcraft Total War and in other mods and in the main game you see the portrait of the general here that is aiding you in the battle, and then you have a shootout button too. Defensive stance means that they take the defensive measures and await the enemy to attack them or go into guard mode. In aggressive stance they charge the enemy in melee, and in shootout they charge the enemy but they use up all the ranged units first. Sometimes it bugs out, like we saw in the Moblin campaign in Warcraft War, that if you have a lot of gunners and such, that they may still use them in melee, the units, instead of using the guns, even if you clicked on the shootout stance. It's not always working. But in this mod, for some reason, the button isn't even here. It's probably connected to the UI. And then you're supposed to see the portrait of the general here, but for some reason we have no portrait when we use this, which is a little bit of a shame. Okay, but otherwise it works, and we only have infantry in this army. We have 2,128 infantry. And we won't order them to do anything until we have handled the ranged units, the war wagons of the enemy. We're backed up by 2 armies, but the other army will be controlled by us directly and has all the ranged units. The green army is the one we will control, the one with all the ranged units. Let's have normal speed on. We have Dune archers, best archers in the game. We have scouts, the Volvagians, they are like catapults. Volvagians especially, I think, could be used against those war wagons, but I'm worried also that they might be killed by the war wagons. Okay. Yeah, we will use the troops of this army to take out the war wagons. We might fail, but we will try. We'll also use the siege engine of the other army to try and do the same thing. This army also had a catapult. So we have both types of siege engines. This is a melee cavalry unit. We didn't want the AI to send them in. The first thing that happens, if you click on this unit, army to attack, it would the cavalry would be the first into the city and first to be killed and such. So we want the cavalry under our control, so we can send them in last. We rather sacrifice the infantry of the Gerudo. Fuck, they are already moving in. I didn't want that. Then they will be slaughtered. Actually, that's weird. Usually in other mods I needed to click on aggressive stance before they started to move. Here they decided to somehow just move in. Now they will all be slaughtered by that war wagon, I think. Yeah. Actually, then we should have just controlled both armies. The problem is if we are reinforced by this army first, then we would certainly have had problems dealing with this army anyway. Because they can't really damage that army. Hopefully they can win, but we will have huge losses here. They didn't want. As you can see, the war wagons are OP, throwing bottles at the enemy. They have guys inside of these wagons that throw bottles. They incinerate their enemies. They have 2 of those units. They had a lot of infantry, including siege towers, ladders, and a ram that we do not need to use, but AI still brought it all the way over here. A unit of rogue Highland soldiers too. See if they can win with their numbers against these war wagons. Hopefully they can take out one of the war wagons at least. But it's not worth the losses in troops. So I lost 12%, they lost only 2%. That unit is the only really dangerous unit in the Ordonian army. only unit you don't want to face. And their army, they have a bad tendency to recruit a lot of them. So our infantry is being slaughtered. I wanted them to go in and fight their infantry, but not before we had taken out their war wagons. War wagons count as chariots, I believe, or elephants. They are really powerful against infantry. Scared away our infantry here, including the tomb guards. Yeah, we lost almost 2,000 troops. Didn't like the result of this. Wasted all our infantry. Yeah, I think we will exit. States 8 hours ago since I uploaded it. But it needed to process into HD. It took forever. But I believe it's 8 hours since I began uploading it. Okay. Captured settlement, what? So when I exited I somehow won. Them have it. Okay, we have 2 units there. So we lost a lot of infantry. None of our better range units were lost. Actually, that was actually good. We managed to... Goron's very poor. Distance is futile. Larissa. So that was actually a good result, that we somehow managed to win by just exiting the battle. Still lost a lot of infantry troops, but we saved all the horse archers and ranged units. Their leader is still alive. Okay, 10 Ketans. We'll look up what they have over here. Cavalry, hawks. Don't know what the other units will attack. Okay, they didn't have any war wagons. Good. That felt like cheating. I don't like winning like that, you know. We hardly have any good units to handle the war wagons. Siege engines and the Volvagians are our best bet, and then the archers. But I tried using horse archers previously and they failed. So I don't know. Okay. I think this general will move away. Then we will attack this one. We will think kill them off. Overwrite this file. Gerudo risk. Our allied army will be controlled by AI. Fight the battle on the battle map. Yeah, I didn't really want to fight the Ordonians and their war wagons. There they slaughtered the infantry. We might lose the first 2. Start deployment. I will pause the recording. We're back in the game. We'll fight this battle instead. It's the general, the Gerudo. It's not as epic, they don't have as many troops and such. It would be nice to fight that battle of the Larcel settlement if they didn't have the war wagons against only the infantry and the archers. Could probably have done it if we... Yeah, we could probably have done it. We'll try it later maybe, but let's start the battle now. Before we start the battle, we will group our units. All the ranged units in one group. They'll all be in loose formation. One group. Melee cavalry will be added too. But the siege engine could be behind. Place it over here. Fire at will on. I think the archers, horse archers, the scouts, they need to be in circle and shoot formation. Same with the other horse archers. And normal archers do not have any flame fire ammo, same with others. So. Okay. They will be in AI control and we will start the battle, pause the game. Captain Yevadorf of the Gerudo has arrived. Okay. Here is the enemy. Didn't have that many troops, so it won't be the biggest battle. We'll try to attack their general's bodyguard. Here's the army. Over there. Okay. Click on V. I needed to do it so you can run. They have a lot of cavalry, which is dangerous for our general. Zoom out and take a look at our ally. We have glaive grunts arriving here. 2 units of them, spearmen. And they have some rogue highland mercenaries, also spearmen. And they have the marauders, the basic like infantry. So the glaive grunts are better, they are like stronger than the others, but they have the civilian animation because wanted them to patrol in cities, which makes them worse on the battlefield, I guess. Better as defensive troops. Okay. Their army. Hasn't really started to move. Catapult is over here. Gerudo catapult. Using the 4.6 Gerudo model. The old one was also good, but this one was even better, so I replaced it. Okay. Let's see here, we will move back. Okay, didn't have the general selected for some reason. Send a horn with the general. Oh, the video, the Warcraft video is up now. Yeah, but it's not live. Because I need to place it on Premiere. It will take at least half an hour from this time. And I'm saying this until it's out. I'm busy playing right now. It might take a little bit longer. It will be uploaded in an hour or so. Or visible in an hour, so it's already uploaded and processed. You just need to alert people that it's about to be aired. It will take at least half an hour. I need to finish this too. I could pause it, of course. I don't think I bother. Here we have our marauder cavalry, the mounted marauders, or light cavalry. We do not have heavy cavalry with the Gerudo. It's their only melee cavalry. It's very numerous, but it's not very good. It's more numerous than the highly and light cavalry. I hadn't planned on continuing this campaign, but I just wanted to check it, and I realized I had played half the campaign, so it made sense to continue it. Then we can play one of the other campaigns on the final version of the mod later, maybe. I am sure to play the Kingdom of Hyrule on the final version. I restart the campaign on that version, because I had played a Kingdom of Hyrule campaign that I were forced to end because I updated the mod. And I'm probably also going to restart the Shrika campaign on that one, so we can play it to the end. But I don't want to play the Shrika or the Kingdom of Hyrule until we start the campaign on the latest version. The Majora campaign I'm not certain about. I know it's popular, but I might want to play it on the latest version. We'll continue the Gerudo one here, to play both the Gerudo and the Labrina campaign. As the Majora campaign will be so similar, so I think we will have to restart it. Here are the Volvagians. There are archers, the Dune archers. Best archers in this mod. Okay, enemy general fallen, Mayor Bow. Their leader has fallen. This is the mayor of Ordona province of the Kingdom of Hyrule, independent province. So he is like the leader of his faction, but he is just a mayor. The real leader is, of course, Princess Zelda of Hyrule. They count as two different factions in the mod. We have the Volvagians firing too. So both the Stalfos and the Gerudo have those Volvagians. I think this will be an easy victory. We killed 95% and lost 0%. Yeah, it was easy. Here are the scouts. Alright, clear victory. It was easy. Killed 56 enemies, lost 8 men, women. Mayor Boo had 61 Ordonians, lost 56. Half of his army was, I believe, hawk flocks or hawks. Killed only 9 of our troops. They did really pull in the battle. We were to end it here. Okay, see you soon.